All right, so remember when you get the gatekeepers, don't pay much attention, very vague, not trying to give them a lot of information. So you notice that I haven't knocked on the door again, and it's been probably 50 seconds since my first knock, right? They obviously know I'm there. I'm standing on the front door. They got a little bit sketched out because they looked out the window and saw Jessica filming, but I'm not going to keep pounding on the door. Like, the dogs are barking, right? I'm not going to keep pounding on their door while their dogs are barking. They've already talked to me. The gatekeeper already asked who it was through the door. Okay, I gave him a very vague answer. Hey, this is Isaac. I'm just looking for Dora. And I'm not going to knock again. I'm going to wait, right? But pay attention to that. The rose.
Are we just waiting now without knocking?
Yep.
I know, the dogs are knocking for us.
Yeah, the dogs are knocking for us. Yeah, you don't want to rile the dogs up, especially when you've made some form of contact. You could hear someone in the house. You know someone's there. Like, I will wait. I've been on this door now. It's probably been 90 seconds since my first knock at this point. Maybe even longer. But he've already said something to me through the door. I'm not going to address the gatekeeper. I'm very vague with him. And I'm just going to sit there. I'm going to stand on the door. I'm going to wait. Now, I have small dogs that bark at any slight sound, and it's fucking annoying. And I've had to work on my patience, like dealing with like not wanting to throw a dog across the fucking street. So if I put myself in their shoes, someone knocks on my door and the dogs are barking and this person keeps knocking on the door, now I'm going to be pissed off. Like, this person already is pissed off a little bit when they come to the door because they were in bed and they have back pain. You're going to see she wasn't happy to see me at all. But I'm not going to keep pounding on the door. But I haven't left yet. I'm standing there. Finally came out. One door knock. And it was like 2 minutes. One door knock. Gatekeeper right here.
We're just here to help her out with some stuff real fast. Just some state regulated benefits. I just need a few minutes to go over with her real fast.
Very nonchalant. Just passive.
She requested it. You see her signature there.
Okay, give me 1 second.
I'm a huge fan of dogs. I don't mind coming in.
No, these dogs won't shut up.
Okay.
The reason why y'all filming anything?
I'm filming him. It's for training.
It's for their safety, not for us.
Okay. Hold on.
Yeah.
Kill it.
He just said the insurance guy's here. He must have read the lead card and saw that it says insurance, because it says insurance on it like 2 or 3 times. So he goes to the back and says, hey, the insurance guy's there. That's the last thing I want. Like, I don't want him to go back there and say the insurance guy's is there, because I already got that taken care of. I don't need anything. I don't want to talk to him, whatever it is. I just want to be very vague with any gatekeepers that come to the door.
I have State Farm for my
Ryan from State Farm?
Ryan McDonald out of Brock, Texas. If you guys need home and auto, he does life too, but come to me for life. Go to him for home and auto.
Ooh, it sounds like there's a bit of a rivalry. Is that why we had to move?
We moved.
Because of Ryan.
He came to my backyard and she's screaming.
Okay, so like she's yelling at the gatekeeper now. Like, you are not a very good gatekeeper. She's pissed.
Oh, God.
The smile does magic.
The smile does do magic.
Dora, what's going on? How are you?
All right, let's go ahead and see what it looks like from the closer cam when she's first coming out. I think she's adorable, and so I had a little bit higher enthusiasm or frequency. She's obviously a little bit upset, but I wanted to see if I can kind of crack her, and I ended up getting a little bit later. But sometimes when they're super negative, the best thing you can do is just kind of be like a smart ass with them, and it works pretty well. Check it out. Dora, what's going on? How are you? I thought you'd be happy to see me. I thought you were gonna whoop me with that.
I'm in bed. I'm sick.
You're in bed. What you got?
I'm just sick from my back.
Sick?
I've
You're
had
just
my
sick of this
surgery.
world the way it is right now?
Everything.
God damn it. It's a fucking
I
mess.
prefer if you call before you come.
We did. I tried to call. No one picks up our calls, though.
Because I've been having problems with my phone,
This
too.
4362?
Yeah,
Is
I've
that
been
right?
having problems with my phone.
Okay. Well, we tried to get a hold of you, but we live not too far from. All right, so you can see as she comes out, not too happy to see me. Like, I can hear her yelling at the gatekeeper inside the house, so I had to kind of try to change the energy a little bit right from the start.
5762?
Yeah, I've been
right?
having problems with my phone.
Okay. Well, we tried to get a hold of you, but we live not too far from here, so it's not a big
Yeah.
deal to drive over and say hello to
So
you.
what is this for or what?
This is for you. This
For
is for you.
what?
This is all about you. So
me
basically
see
what happened, yeah, please do. And by the way, this
Hey, the
rose
sit down, that's the
garden
key,
that
right?
you have
That's the only one that grows out.
It's trying. I'm filming
Only
him
one.
for
It's the only
training.
one that grows out.
We talked about that rose a few times.
And it comes out real big, but then it dies.
It's very
Comes out
beautiful.
of this one
I
right
see
here.
it.
Yeah.
This stick right here is the only one that gives me
I
a
love
rose.
roses. I have them tattooed all over my body.
Do you?
Yeah.
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 Okay,
So-
now what?
It sounds like you have 7 dogs in there.
I got one,
Real.
and he's very. He lets me know when somebody's
Yeah,
here.
it's good. So
That
They
is
don't
good.
bite or that like that, but he
Right.
won't
What kind of
stop.
dog?
They're Pekingese.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Ah,
Very
nice.
chillaxed body
Pickaninnies.
language.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sorry, you sent this card in a while back. You can see your signature right
Uh-huh.
there. Looks like you're just trying to get some information on
Well,
some
I don't
state-regulated
need
programs.
anything on the. I don't need anything.
Oh, yeah, no one
I'm
ever needs
set with
anything.
the. I'm set with the United Health.
So again, that's just an auto response, y'all. Like, I don't need anything. I'm good. I'm taken care of. Like, I'm not gonna address people when they say any of these auto responses. Like, I'll kind of hit on it. You'll hear me in a second. I just say, hey, yeah, nobody's interested or nobody needs it. I'm just gonna move on. It's called the agree and move on. So let me go ahead and rewind it 10 seconds.
Right
Uh-huh.
there. Looks like you're just trying to get some information on
Well,
some
I don't
state-regulated
need
programs.
anything on the. I don't need anything.
Oh, yeah,
I'm-
no one
I'm
ever needs
set with
anything.
the. I'm set with the United Health. Care
Perfect.
plan.
Yeah, that's good. I wanted to make sure you had that.
They're always calling me, well, we can get you better benefits, get you this and that, and then they go through it and they go, no, well,
Like,
you're
why
up-
didn't you give me the best
you're-
benefits the first time?
Oh, yeah, but 'cause they always say that I'm at the limit, so I
Okay.
get
The
everything that
donut
I'm
hole?
supposed to be getting. So
Yeah.
I don't know why they keep calling,
Okay.
they keep ringing and ringing out my phone.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Well, yeah.
What do you mean
we're-
good? That's not good.
No, it's good that you're getting all the benefits.
Well, yeah, I'm already to
Yeah.
the top of it.
I don't know why I said good right there. I was just over it. But that's so funny with the Medicare. It's like, you sold me a plan last year. Like, why do you have to come back and redo my plan? I know the benefits change, but I just thought that was kind of funny. But yeah, it's so normal for them to just to say, hey, I'm already taken care of. Like, she has no idea like what this is about or how much value I can actually add. So this went from her being cranky and upset to being basically a lay down sell.
But they keep
perfect.
bothering me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they
they
call
just-
it spam and everything. You see how many spam calls I get every day on my phone. That's what,
Right.
half the time I just turn
Knock
it
on their
off.
Yeah,
door,
that
give 'em
red
a
button,
smile.
Just click that one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, just hit that
Yeah.
red
I
button.
do too. For real. No, we're not here to go over that with you. I wanted
Yeah,
to make
no.
sure and verify that you had that type of program in place, but we do some other programs like the free dental, vision, hearing discount
Well, I have all that.
programs.
I have all
it's
that.
good to get those taken care of. But
Yeah, I got dental, vision,
Yeah.
Everything.
nice. Who's your dental with?
Well,
Let me go grab my chair real fast. I'm
She
gonna
doesn't
grab-
have
I'm gonna
dental.
Grab a chair.
Again, like I asked her, like, who's it with? All right, so pay attention right here. So I'm about to start into my quick pitch. This is I'm not going to do the 10 steps. I'm going to kind of just graze over a few of them. I might kind of hit them out of order. I have a very limited amount of time to try to get this person to kind of open up and allow me to talk to them about what they need, right? And so, or kind of find out what their need is. So I go into the free benefits, the dental, vision, hearing, prescription card, any way that we can save them money. I want to try to save them some money. But you hear her, she's like, oh yeah, I already have all that. Like, she doesn't have all that. I ask her, like, okay, it's like she says, I already have my dental taken care of. 90% of people don't. Like, they get a free cleaning or maybe 2 free cleanings a year as part of their Medicare in some plans. And she's like, oh yeah, I already have that taken care of. And so like, oh yeah, who do you have? And she doesn't have anything. Like, but they just say that. Again, that's an example of an auto response. Like, oh, I already got that taken care of. Just agree with them and move on.
yeah.
So I do too. For real. No, we're not here to go over that with you. I wanted
Yeah,
to make
no.
sure and verify that you had that type of program in place, but we do some other programs like the free dental, vision, hearing discount
Well, I have all that.
programs. So it's good. to
She
get
wants me
those
off her
taken
doorstep.
care of,
Yeah, I
but-
got dental, vision,
Yeah.
Everything.
Nice. Who's your dental with?
Well,
Let me go grab my chair real fast. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna grab a chair. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I went to go grab my chair right there, and she's like, "Well, I don't really want to do this. I don't." And I started to lose her a little bit. Everything that I kind of built up and worked for up until that point, and so I just abandoned the idea of going and getting my chair right then, and just kept doing the porch pitch right there.
Your aunt
Yeah.
talked to you right now. I've
Well,
been
let me
sick for
ask
the
you,
past 2 days.
How much you paying him?
So again, she said, I really don't want to be out here and talking to you right now. Like, I get that. And like, in a perfect world, I would just be like, oh yeah, go take a nap. I'll see you later this evening. Or yeah, go take a nap. We'll see you tomorrow. I don't know if I'm ever going to get in front of this lady again. Okay, and you'll see why it's important that you don't address every objection that you get from these customers. This is like the second time that she told me that she's tired, she's not feeling well, she just wants to go lay down, her back hurts. Her back is gonna hurt tomorrow. Her back is gonna hurt the next weekend. It's gonna hurt, right? So I'm not gonna necessarily go for that. I'm just gonna kind of agree and just kind of like sweep it under the rug, and I'm just gonna keep doing my presentation, just kind of in a matter of fact kind of way.
Month right now for your life insurance or your
So I'm cutting right to the chase here.
But you're 64
Fixing to be 65.
and you don't have anything? All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's do this. I know you're not feeling super well right now, so I can give you the quick version. I just go over it with you really fast, cross you off the list, make sure you got the information, you know. Let me just go get my chair really fast.
Oh, Lord,
okay,
have
I'll be
mercy.
right back. I'll be right back.
And then she said again, I don't have it on film. Jessica had stopped recording when I said I was going to go get my car, I carry a lawn chair in the back of my truck in case I ever have to do a porch pitch. So if you're doing final expense, carry a lawn chair in your trunk, because you never know when it's like, go get the chair out of your trunk and like sit on it if they don't have multiple chairs. So, but every time I went to go get the chair, I started to lose her a little bit. Like she was fixing to be like, oh, I just don't want to do this right now. So I had to end up standing there and doing the presentation, and then we ended up filling out the application. I went and got my chair finally for that part.
Your family?
Not in 10 years, I haven't.
Okay, and before that then?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure you understand, like, when someone dies, like, the funeral stuff is like a pain in the ass. It just costs people money.
Right.
So typically what we do is we work with people 50 to 85. The families that I represent all over here.
All right, so part of my presentation, when I'm doing a full presentation, one of the most important parts of the presentation, when someone doesn't have life insurance yet, I do this after Insurance 101. I kind of lean back and I ask them. Now, keep in mind, when you're watching my in-home presentations and my door approaches, everything I'm doing is planned. Like, there are times when I like act confused. There are times when I'm silent. There's times when I just kind of look around. I say, right? I say just, you know, I'm very much, I've done this presentation thousands of times. I can probably say it in less than 3 minutes, the whole thing. But it's going to take me 30 minutes to do it, because there's going to be time I'm slowing down. I'm acting like I'm almost confused. I don't want to sound scripted. So that's all of this that I'm doing right now. Like, it's very much just like, I kind of look down for a second, act confused. I'm like, almost like I'm searching for what to say next, but I'm not. I know exactly what to say next. All right, so one of the most important parts of my presentation, when someone doesn't have life insurance already, I need to pull at some heartstrings. So what I do after Insurance 101, I'm going to go to the heartstring part of my presentation. Basically what I do is I kind of sit back, I take some time, I'm asking in a very curious way. I just ask them. I say, hey, in the last 10 years or so, and this lady's not responding at all. She's not following any of the rules whatsoever. I was like, in the last 10 years or so, have you lost any family members or friends or anyone close to you? And they typically say yes. I ask them the name of the person that passed away. I ask them, okay, did they have any life insurance, or did they have money set aside to pay for the funeral? Regardless of what they say, that's what we're looking for. They say, yeah, they had life insurance, they had money. Great, that's exactly what I'm here for. If they said, no, they didn't have life insurance, we had to do a GoFundMe, which she ends up talking about here in a second, that's exactly why I'm here. So regardless of their answer to that, that's exactly why we're here. And then I go to the next question, like, hey, who do you want to be in charge of taking care of and paying for your funeral when you pass away? I know this is not fun to talk about, but who would be in charge of that? And I want to get a name of someone, right? I want to find out that name, because now it's all about that name. Once I find out the beneficiary, it's all about that beneficiary. So pay attention.
Your family?
Not in 10 years, I haven't.
Okay, and before that then?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure you understand, like, when someone dies, like, the funeral stuff is like a pain in the ass. It just costs people money.
Right.
So typically what we do is we work with people 50 to 85. The families that I represent all over here, they're on Social Security and disability income. So a lot of the families we work with, Medicare, Medicaid, okay? A lot of fixed incomes, lower income situations. The last thing you want when you're in a fixed income is to have someone pass away, die, and then have to come up with $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 to pay for a funeral, because it puts you in more of a financial bind than what you're already in. Okay, so we just want to make sure you have some type of coverage in place, so when you do pass away, your family will get 10 grand or 15 grand, so they don't have to worry about any of that stuff.
But that's gonna cost me, right? Because I
Oh,
don't.
of course.
Yeah,
course.
I know. Because when I try to get insurance on myself, it's just too expensive, and I can't afford.
What's
it.
too expensive?
Well, I don't know. It's been a while because first I said, well, if I could get a coverage and they could like deduct it from my check, so that I never have to worry about paying on the
Of course,
insurance,
yeah.
And then
Ding,
they
ding,
all
ding.
come out like saying, well, we can't do that, like on this program or because I was trying to get in with Colonial Penn. My mom has Colonial Penn. My mom's fixing to turn 90 in next month, and then I turned 65, so I plan on going to Abilene. So I don't know if they're gonna throw her a party or what. I haven't seen my mom in 2 years, so.
Better throw a
Well,
party.
me neither.
9 years old.
90, yeah.
Throw a
So
party.
I'm going like, well, she's been with Colonial Penn for a long time, and then
Cool.
when she first started with Colonial Penn, she was in a plan to where, like, if she was there like for so many years, you could borrow money against that
Sure.
insurance or like that. But then when she tried, they wouldn't let her. So I don't know what the issue was on that. But
It's just that fine print stuff, like that's one of the things we do is we make sure we're good advocates for our customers to make sure that they have all the correct stuff in line, because the last thing you want is to turn 90 or turn 80 and not have the plan that you thought you had. So you remember how much the Colonial Penn they quoted you?
No, I don't. I know it was 100 and something.
100
Whoa.
and something.
Because I wanted to get, the lowest one that.
I mean, my reaction right there, like $100 for life insurance is not expensive whatsoever, but to her it is, right? And so I'm gonna have a reaction like, oh my goodness, like that's crazy expensive. Like it's all relative to how much the death benefit is.
The lowest one they had was like 10,000, and I wanted something like 20 to 30,000,
Yeah.
just to make sure for my kids to have enough money if I had any debt left or something like that.
So you get the point.
Yeah,
You understand the point.
Yeah.
So you were acting with me at first like, I don't need anything, I'm good, but you understand the importance of
Yeah,
it.
because I check on it like on several of them every now and then, but then it's too much for me, so I just let it go and then I just don't check on it anymore.
So this is a
Right.
plan. There's something called a starter package where you get something that's like $30-$40 a month, something that's more affordable, just to make sure you have the basics done. Okay. I would love the idea of getting.
All right, so listen, like she said she would like to have, she doesn't want a $10,000 plan. She wants a $20,000 or $30,000 plan. Honestly, it's not really up to, like, yeah, I would love to get you a $30,000 plan, but more important than get you a $30,000 plan, I'm going to build up a $5,000 plan or a $10,000 plan or something that you could afford on a monthly basis. That's what I'm going to build up, right? I'm not going to be so sold on getting $30,000 or $20,000 or a certain amount, especially if she's just said, like, I've been trying to get insurance, but like $100 was way too expensive and I just didn't want to touch that. So I'm going to show out the price of, like, I'm going to throw out prices like $30 or $40 a month. I think we ended up doing like $65 or $66 or $67 a month on this one, but I'm throwing out some lower numbers just to kind of pique her interest.
20 or 30,000 to make sure the boys are taken care of, or the family's taken care of. But more important than that is making sure they're not having to come out of pocket to cover funeral stuff.
Exactly.
That's just the basics, right? We're not here to sell you some big glamorous thing. Our job is more on the medical underwriting side to see what we can get you to qualify for. Because it's not about how much money you have or can afford. It's more about your health. Like,
Exactly.
whatever your health is what buys life insurance, not your money.
Right.
So
Yeah, I know.
I would suggest.
So you watch her
something
move?
small for it.
So she moved her legs right there, and typically what people do, like I made her feel a little bit uncomfortable, and it was a little bit of a takeaway right there. So I was like, hey, it's not necessarily about your money that buys life insurance, it's your health. Like, you got to be healthy to get this. And she kind of moved her feet like, oh, so it was a little bit of a takeaway. So now she's wondering, like, oh, am I healthy enough to actually get insurance?
Do like something like 30, 40, 50 bucks a month, something that's more affordable. Because I don't want you to get a $100 plan and it's giving you anxiety and it's stressing you out because your Social Security check is not enough to cover it.
I'm
That
barely
doesn't help
making up of
nobody.
it. That's why
Yeah.
the boys,
Right.
well, they come and take care of me because, like I said, I'm always sick and stuff. So they come and check up on me and they stay
Yeah.
here for a couple hours or whatever, and then they leave. Or one of them will stay with me, and then
Good.
the other one, but they're always
So you obviously have a family that cares about you,
my boys, yeah.
and you
Oh.
obviously care about them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when you're going to pass away. I may
Well,
die. I may die before
we
you.
all never know when.
Yeah, I
and
may
how.
die before you.
Like, this is why I do everything I do on the doors. Like, this is why I stood on that door for 2 minutes and 48 seconds before I actually started talking to her. Like, this is why when they tell me I'm not feeling good, I don't want to do this right now. She told me that 3 times maybe, and I just kept doing. That's why I do the agree and move on. It's not out of disrespect whatsoever. I'm not trying to disrespect anyone. I know that if I leave that house, there's a good chance that there's not an agent that's better than me that's out there that's going to get her life insurance, right? So I take it as a responsibility. This is an emergency situation, right? I've got to make sure she's protected and has insurance. So it went from her having back pain, her yelling at the gatekeeper, like, why the hell am I getting out of my bed? My back hurts, like coming out to the front porch, having a conversation with me, to like telling me she doesn't need anything. Everything I was saying, I don't need that. I'm already taken care of. I don't need that. I'm already taken care of. Agree and move on, or ignore and move on. Now we're sitting to the point to where I found the need. Again, be curious when you're knocking the door. Okay, you never know until you knock. Okay, extend the conversation by asking questions and find the need. That's exactly what happened right here. Ended up being a lay down sale where it started out pretty contentious.
No, we
Yeah,
don't.
we never know when and how.
So instead of worrying about paying $100 a month, do something for $30.
I've said that 3
Do
times.
something for $40 a month, just to make sure the basics are taken care of. And so if
Is
you
that
do
something
pass
that can
away-
be taken out of my check?
Ding, 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 ding.
So most of our companies, who do you bank with?
So I could have easily just said yes right there, but I acted confused. I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, you're on stage when you're in front of these people. So now I'm going to find out, like, what's her banking information. Usually I find that out during my presentation. You notice, like, I haven't opened my binder one time. I haven't showed her my company. I didn't even have a chance to show her my state license. I didn't have a chance to show her pictures of my family. I didn't go over the dental vision hearing. I grazed over it like really fast. She said she wasn't interested in any of that. She said she already had it taken care of, which I know wasn't true. Okay. Haven't even opened my binder. This is very much just a quick pitch that I'm having to do, just to make sure I don't lose her, right? If I tried to push to sit in the house, or like if I would have sat down and opened up my binder, it would not have been a sell, right? So there's times where you got to kind of pick your points, right? And you just got to execute on those certain PowerPoints.
right now?
No, I'm with and
That's where your Social Security check goes directly onto that. Okay. Most of those accounts have a routing and account number.
yeah,
also.
I have it.
So we can set it up where you don't even have to think about it. It just happens automatically.
Oh, okay.
But the most
That's
important
what I
thing-
want. See, find something like that. But then most of the time when I will call to ask, they wanted like money up front. Well, I didn't have the money up front. You know, I'm going like
So-
I'm trying to get something to where they can take it out of my check and not have to cut money up front. But I know sometimes you do have to like give money down, you know, and then start your plan or something like that.
So I've been doing this for about 15 years now, and I work specifically with people on Social Security.
So she says, like, hey, I don't want to pay a down payment. One of the parts of my close are, hey, there's no money needed up front. So I'm not going to necessarily just like throw out the ammo immediately. Like she's concerned about the upfront payment. I'm going to go ahead and save that a little while. And I'm going to use it on her a little bit later.
So everyone that I visit, they're worried about the money part. Like, I don't have the money right now. Or
Right.
It can't be too much money. So what I do is we push it out.
Yeah.
Because you probably get paid on either the third or the first Wednesday, second Wednesday, third Wednesday,
Yeah.
or fourth Wednesday. One
Or I
of
usually
those.
get it before with next pen. I get
Right.
it like 2-3 days.
Yeah, like a
earlier.
day early, right? So getting a plan that will set up and work coincidentally with your net spend, with your Social Security on that day, so you don't have to think about it, and don't stress yourself out and get $100 plan.
Right.
Don't do that. Like,
Right.
I talk people out of
That was one of her
doing
main
that stuff all the
concerns.
time. Now, there's sometimes when people get $300-$400 plans, but it's all based on every individual home is going to be different. Like, what's good for you may not be good for your neighbor.
Right.
I have to treat you just as an individual. Make sure your boys get taken care of, because that's
Right.
really
Talk
what
about the
we're talking
beneficiaries.
It's not necessarily about you. It's more
Right.
about
Well,
that.
yeah, I've been taking care of my expenses and been because I told them I want to get cremated. I don't want to get buried.
Me
so,
too.
So you don't
So-
need a whole lot of money for the funeral
No.
stuff. You only need
For the
$3-4
funeral.
grand for that.
I'm just
And then
I'm
any
really pushing it
extra
down right now.
would
Would be for
for
if
them.
I have any debt and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
it would help cover all that stuff and it'll be done. This conversation is never going to be fun to have.
Right.
You kick me off your doorstep, you're not going to want to have this conversation with the next person that comes over,
Right.
or the next person that calls you. You're never going to want to have this conversation.
Right. Right.
It's just not going to happen. And you're probably never going to feel good enough. Like, I have never met someone in 15 years that woke up and was like, God damn, I feel good today. I need to buy some life insurance. It's not going to happen.
Well, of course not.
Right? It's not
No.
going to happen. So sometimes you have to spend
It's
15
true.
minutes of being annoyed a little bit to make sure your boys are protected, just to knock it out and take care
Right.
of it. Talk to me a little bit about your health.
All right, so the takeaways from that door approach and kind of that quick pitch on the porch right there. Don't mess with the gatekeepers. Give them very vague information, right? Don't keep pounding on the door. If you make contact, they say something through the door, or you can hear someone inside and the dogs are barking, don't keep pounding on the door. There was about 90 seconds between my first door knock, and it's actually more than that. It's probably closer to 2 minutes from my first door knock from the time the gatekeeper came out of the house. Before I saw her, almost 3 minutes went by before I actually saw her, okay? Make sure you're not falling for all of the smoke screens, okay? All of the auto responses. You know, I'm just going to kind of breeze over them as they come. I don't have time right now. I'm not feeling well right now. Whatever it is, like, I'm just going to kind of agree with it and move on, make a joke out of it if I can. I don't want to sit there and talk about those situations. I'm going to kind of just push it. She wasn't interested in anything. Everything was already taken care of, right? She already had her dental vision hearing, like, wasn't buying any of the 5 ways that we can save these people money, any of these discount programs. She wasn't buying any of that. So you kind of cut to the chase, you extend the conversation, and eventually you're going to find that need with the individual and be able to help them out, protect them. We got her a plan, I don't know, 60 something bucks a month, and found something that worked for her budget. Now her and her boys are protected, and she left happy, and we were able to protect that family.